Hi everyone, this is Ashley Latecki Ellen Voss with Sky House Herb School and Apothecary, and today I'll be sharing a story with you. The story I'm going to share is about two things. It's about how plants appear when you need them, and also specifically the story of a very incredible medicine and guide, which is the plant blue vervain. So let me start off by telling you a little bit about my history with this plant. So I've known about blue vervain for many years. When I first started studying herbs, boy, I guess it was back in 1997, I had heard of this plant. When I started my formal herbal training, it was in all of my herbal textbooks. And so blue vervain was something I knew of as a bitter. I knew of it as a spasmolytic. When I started getting into more energetic medicine and studying with Matthew Wood, I started learning more about the magical properties and also some of the more specific indications in terms of what particular type of spasms and tension this herb really does a good job with. So I would, sit and listen to these amazing stories of blue vervain curing people's, you name it. And I would see pictures of it and I would teach my students about it, but I had never actually met the plant in its home soil. I had seen it in gardens, but it's not the same as when it's actually growing in the brush. So I also, this is a plant that I have used with clients before with great success for things like muscular tension, TMJ, headaches, digestive issues, and even more specifically, according to the way that Matthew Wood uses this herb, is using it for the type A personality, the type of person who likes to be in control, likes to get things done, the type of person that doesn't know how to rest. Like when they're idle, they feel really uncomfortable, like they don't know what to do with themselves when things are in a quiet space. So I had used this herb with a number of clients who fit that profile and had neck tension and sometimes jaw pain or some digestive disorders or disruptions, and seen it work. And, it's a funny thing because I was telling my husband, I was like, it's always, I know that herbs work. I mean, I've been studying herbal medicine for over 20 years. However, when it actually works and, when it works in your body, like it's a different experience. And it's like, sometimes I'm like pinching myself, like herbs work. So let me tell you a little bit of background with this plant. So the Latin name is Vervaina hastata, and verbena means sacred bough. So the branch, and let me just show you, this is some of the blue vervain that I was able to harvest, and we'll get to my personal story soon. But this is the plant, and it's a beautiful bough. It's a beautiful bunch of flowers and leaves, and it's called the sacred bough or verbena because it was one of the most utilized medicines among the Druids. So it has a long, long history of use in European medicine and the Druid traditions, also here in North America. It has a long-standing traditional uses among the Muskogee and a number of other peoples that were native to the land in Michigan, Minnesota, sort of the upper north, the upper Midwest, right? So that is the name and a little bit of history. It's in the Vervainaceae family, and the second part of its name is hastata, and hastata means jagged or pointed edge. And so the leaves, they're dried now, but they have these jagged edges and this lance-like shape. So when you see those two words together, we got a lanced leaf, and a sacred bough. And up until a few days ago, I didn't realize how incredibly powerful this herb was. So let me tell you my story. About 4 weeks ago, I woke up with some pain in my neck. And, certainly we could go into why is there a pain in my neck? And I don't really know exactly. I think probably stress and tension is a part of it. I've got some big decisions to make in my personal life, and that can be stressful. I also have two small kids I'm constantly carrying along with heavy bags of groceries. I haven't been doing strength training like I used to do before COVID. So, I'm probably a little bit weaker and probably a little more stressed. So those might be some of the reasons why. So neck tension, difficulty sleeping because of the pain. I'm a good sleeper, but the pain was just keeping me awake. I couldn't get comfortable at night. And especially when my head would go forward or my head would go back. That was just really, really painful. I could feel it in the vertebrae and along the side of my neck. So I was getting headaches as well, and I never get headaches. And I knew it was because of my neck. I could feel that the tension of my neck was rising upward and coming forward. And so when I got to Michigan, maybe about a week ago, one of my in-laws knew an osteopath and recommended him. So I went to see him and he did an osteopathic adjustment. And it actually really helped. And I was like, wow. And so for that whole day, I felt great. I was like, this is wonderful. Everything's back in place. He did mention that a few of my cervical spine were rotated slightly, and that this whole band along the side of my neck was really, really tight. And so he did some manual work to release that. So I thought I was in the clear. The next morning I woke up, it was back. And I was like, oh no, this isn't good. So, I was going kayaking with my husband, and I was really worried about it. I was stressed out thinking about, oh, am I going to be in pain? Um, thinking, of course, control and worst case scenarios. We're going to drown, all the things that a type A person worries about and tries to control. So I was like in my head about all of that. And then we pull into the parking lot and boom, like we literally pulled in up to the kind of a ravine and this big gully, and there's blue vervain everywhere. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I think that's, but I didn't know because I'd never seen it growing in the wild before. Um, so I told my husband, I was like, okay, I need a minute here. I got out of the car. I went in, into this kind of grassy area. I looked really closely at the flowers. I looked at the leaves. I smelled it, and I said, I'm pretty sure it's it. I did a little check with some botany apps, and sure enough, Verbena histata. It was my plant, and it was growing also alongside of a ton of motherwort. So I thought that was really interesting too. These two plants growing side by side. So we went on our canoe trip or our kayak trip. And it was really, really nice and relaxing. My neck was starting to get worse. So we got back to the car and I had some scissors in my purse because I think most, I don't know, for me as an herbalist, I always carry scissors in my purse because I never know what I'm going to find, and I might need scissors to harvest herbs. So I pulled my scissors out of my purse and I cut some of this down. And, of course, I left enough for the plant to be thriving. And I was very cautious and thanked the plant, left some gratitude and blew some of my air into the plant as thanks, and took it home, dried it. The next day, my neck was even worse. And I was like, oh, this is really not good. I could barely even put my head down forward. So I made a tea. I said, blue vervain showed up. It was like right in front of the car and all over the side. And I know this is a remedy for necks and spasms. And specifically tension that runs up along the sides of the neck and can travel into the head. This is the gallbladder meridian line, which is sort of the tension headaches along the gallbladder line. And we know that this herb is a bitter, definitely stimulates the gallbladder and the liver. So I was like, it showed up. I'm going to use it. So I took probably about maybe this much, and I made a really, really strong tea. So I used the freshly dried herb, crushed it up. I steeped it for probably about half an hour. I really wanted to give it time. And it was the most bitter taste. I mean, like, I've taken the tincture before, but it does not even touch the acrid, bitter flavor that you get from the freshly dried plant. And I was kind of taken aback. I mean, I was expecting it, but I was kind of also like, whoa, this tastes like medicine. So I sipped on it throughout the morning and the afternoon. And then about, once I finished probably about half a cup of it, I was like, oh my gosh, my neck pain is gone. Like everything's fine. I can have completely full range of motion again. And I just could not believe it. And I drank a little bit more that night before bed. I had no problem sleeping. The next day I woke up, no headaches, no neck pain. It was like a miracle. So I've been drinking just even a small amount each day, maybe just like this much, or even like, just like a tiny bit in some water and steeping that and drinking this bitter, acrid medicine. And, it hasn't come back. I mean, it's incredible. I just like, the herbs work. This one really, really, really works. So I'm so excited and so grateful for this medicine. And I wanted to share this personal story with you because, sometimes we overlook the medicines that jump out in front of us, the medicines that are right there in front of our faces. And, they're often there to teach us something, to show us something. For me, blue vervain, let go of control, like let go a little bit, like trust. You don't have to hold everything up, just let things go, let things flow, get on the water, like have a good time. And it was just such a powerful teacher. So I hope that this is a helpful story for you to learn not only some valuable information about this plant, but also to invite you to experience the herbs that are in front of you and growing right around you that you may be overlooking, so that you can also capture the wisdom of the plants and get an experience that will be very healing for yourself. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've had experiences like this, if you've had any experiences with blue vervain yourself, and kind of what those experiences have been. And yeah, I'll continue to share stories as I meet the plants and continue my work as an herbalist. It's a forever process, and it never gets old. So I am excited to continue my learning and sharing this wisdom with you as well. So thanks for tuning in, everyone, and have a great day. Bye.